Strathpuffer is a 24-hour mountain bike race in January in the Highlands of Scotland in horrible conditions. You have to tackle mud, ice and exhaustion. It's a true test of mental and physical endurance. They say the Puffer is the hardest 24-hour race in the world. I'd like to think it probably is. My name's Aidan Webster, and this is how my race went. The Strathpuffer it's its own thing. It's arguably the hardest 24 in the world. It's freezing cold, it's dark. I actually don't know how I got into 24s. Dad raced them again. I thought, you know what? That looks like it'll be fun. I've done 10s I've done 10s the last 6 years. And I thought, I want to try a 24. I decided to not do a 24 until I knew I could do well at them, because I thought it's gonna be a suffer. May as well make the suffer enjoyable. So I kind of put it off, and then this year when I found out it was British Champs, I thought, let's do it. Let's just see what I can do. Oh, I was nervous. I'd actually never ridden a bike that long before, so I kind of didn't actually know what I was getting myself into. I think the unknowns was the biggest worry, not knowing what was going to happen and like how I was going to cope with the cold, or realistically anything within a 24. I'd never ridden through the night, let alone raced through the night, so anything could have happened.
Right, Aidan.
Good luck, Laura!
Start under the control of Mark.
Okay. Dig in, come on.
On the start line, it was a really cool feeling, just being around everyone that was gonna suffer for the next 24 hours riding with you. But I was so nervous, and I think you have a video of me at the start, don't you? And I was panicking. It all just got real about 20 minutes beforehand, and I thought, oh no, this is gonna be a long day.
There was a lot more stress and preparation beforehand for me personally. After the gun had went, he was out and he was on his own, and I knew that we had done enough as a team in preparation to deal with most scenarios that I anticipated that he would encounter.
For the first few hours, I decided to try and stay steady but not look at my data, because I knew that if I looked at it I would freak and think I'm going too fast. But I know personally that in racing my heart rate's always spiked at the start, so I just ignore it for the first 2 hours probably. Is probably the best way to look at it. Was on that till about hour 3, looked back at one point and there was the 4 chasing under 23s, and I thought, well, let's just get it started now, and just attacked. As soon as I attacked, I looked back and I think they probably thought, oh, this guy's been an idiot, and I don't think many of them chased, and I just decided, let's just keep going. Try to stay steady on feel and ignore the timings.
I don't want to cry.
I think the first few laps were probably the hardest laps of the race, because there was no defined lines to the snow. It was just, everyone was firing everywhere. You were getting cross-rides. The fire roads were harder than the trails, I think, on the first few laps.
Feel the flood reaching through your red, rugged veins. Get rich from the blood, countless cutthroat dark memories.
Love bike, mate.
preparation for the puffer, I'd probably never been so structured. Kind of went into it with a plan of like riding strategically rather than just riding when I could and how I could. Never been so like disciplined and focused just on the getting on with the bike. And I sacrificed a lot of fun riding just for going out and riding, just to get miles in and just to train.
I've never seen him so dedicated to putting in the effort. The hours sitting on that turbo trainer or out in horrendous conditions, doing hours and hours of training. So it makes it all worth it and paying off.
Did you have any specific techniques or strategies you focused on?
You know what I'm going to say and you're going to hate me for it.
Zone 2, baby.
Lots of zone 2. Yeah, I think in training I was structured, but I wasn't structured on like intervals. It was more just putting hours in and trying to just ride steady and just keep building up my like level of how fast steady was. Did lots of 6, 8, 10 hour rides, and I think that's the best way to do it, in my opinion, just spending time on the bike.
Hey boy, how you doing? You good?
Aidan was at bike races in the pram. He's been at bike races since he's been a toddler, a nipper.
I think when the sun started to set was when I kind of thought, well, this is when the race starts. You've got through the first bit. I was still leading at that point, I think, and I actually didn't know my gaps, so I just thought, let's get through the night and see what happens. Although it's 17 hours, it blurs. I think running through the night, it was just cold. That's all you can really say. It was enjoyable, but you were cold, and it all kind of just blurs into one. I think the motivation was knowing that you're coming back to the pits every hour and a half-ish, and you know that as soon as you get back to the pits, your team's going to sort you out, and also having like Dad, Fergus and Sam there, they know what to say and what to do at the right times, and they were just great at helping. Like, as soon as I came back, I would get food, water, told how I'm doing, and then back out on the race.
What was your role in helping Aidan get around this weekend?
I was there solely to look after him, to keep his bikes and him going all weekend.
Well done.
To keep him fueled, make sure he's eating, drinking, which is not always easy when someone's absolutely goosed and doesn't want anything to eat and doesn't want anything to drink, but you know that they have to, so there's times where you have to be cruel but be kind. Stuffing bits of energy bars or jelly babies or pasta into them. Well, if one person's doing that, the other person's sorting out the bike, make sure the bike's okay.
You're flying, mate.
Like, I'm so steady.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not went above like 145 the whole time. Now, is that Kyle?
See you in 5.
Yeah, man. See you today, guys.
Yeah, boy.
Dig in, Kyle. You're smashing it, man.
He's not actually human, is he?
No.
I think you're getting into the same realms, are we, man?
Yeah. 10s are more fun, but this is actually like
You want to know where you are overall?
top 10,
No,
top 5.
just a bit.
Holy.
So just keep it steady and we'll get there.
So much of it's pit crew though. Like,
Oh, cheers.
no, like, there's no way you could ride to the same level if you didn't have like pit that was on it.
Oh yeah, pit crew are incredible. Had Dad, multiple 24-hour winner. Fergus won a 10 before. Sam raced when he was younger. So we've got some pedigree in the team. Just all around pretty spot on pit crew. It's kind of nice coming around and knowing that they're just going to be on it. Didn't think throughout the night any point, just come back to the pits, hand me food and they tell me what I need to do, and then get back out on the lap. And it's good to be able to, all I need to think about is just riding the bike.
How found it so far?
Fun. It's rough but fun.
On lap 2 you said you were wanting to cry. What was that about?
That was fun crying.
Fun crying?
Yeah, emotional.
Emotional.
It's probably the most controlled I have seen him in a race, compared with in the 10s. I've seen him in some pretty dark places, and it's not nice when your young lad is in tears in the middle of a race and you've got to get him back out onto that, into the course, dealing with it. It's hard for me, but this race, he was on it. I've never seen him so focused or just in the zone.
Everything froze. The moustache froze, the mullet froze, my buffs were freezing. I think I changed them 4 times throughout the race and then just gave up. I was like, they're not doing anything, they're freezing anyway. Bottles were freezing almost as soon as you got into the lap. Food was freezing. So basically every time I came in the pits, that was the only time I was eating on the lap. And it was, I think the pit crew, they were putting food in their pockets and then they were like pulling them back out as soon as like I get there. So I've got like melted food to eat rather than frozen. It was cold. That sunrise lap was incredible. That was a good lap. I think when you know the sun comes up, you're basically done. Just knowing that the sun's up, you're not got long to go left, you just need to get home safe basically. Quite a few people were stopping and just taking in the sunrise, and it was really nice riding around with people and just kind of talking about what's just happened for the last 17 hours. That lap was good. On the flip side, the sun coming up, we did see how much ice we were riding over, and that was a little bit scary when we were like, oh, that's what we've just ridden for the last 17 hours. Yeah, you start suffering towards the end, and because you're riding so steady to try and ride for 24 hours, you don't feel your legs are giving out because you're fueling. It's more the joints and the actual fatigue on your mind that, yeah, the suffering was more mental, I think, and just knowing that it's still going. But the way you get through it is just, you know that it's done in a few hours. You go high and low. Like, there's moments where you're like, this is the best thing I've ever done, and then you're having moments where you're thinking, this is horrible, why am I doing this? And I think just knowing, you just keep going.
What were your expectations going into the event? How did you think it might go?
For Aidan, deep down inside, I always kind of knew he could do well. But you can't always, I wouldn't tell him that, maybe. But inside you're always like, you always hope he's gonna win. But these things are never guaranteed, and it's anything could happen.
I think going into the last lap, there's not much going on in the head. You've just ridden your bike for 23 hours. You're just so tired.
I knew that he had done his job. I knew we had done our jobs.
As you're going round, because you're still just tired, it doesn't set in what you've just done.
When I knew that he had it and he was out in that last lap, I was an emotional wreck.
And then the moment I crossed the line, I thought, this is the last 6 months of work, is just, that's what that's all come to.
Great feeling, absolutely fantastic.
it meant a lot. I had a little cry. Found out that I won by 4 laps. It was quite cool. I think the minute you cross the line is when it all kind of sets that I'm not riding my bike anymore and I am now the British champion. And it was a really surreal moment that's a life of work has just come to that 24 hours and I've managed what I wanted to do. It was a moment where I kind of thought that's going to stick with me for a while. Realising that I was British champion, after what I'd just done, it didn't quite feel real until the moment where I was on the podium and I kind of had a little wave of, this is really, really cool.
Aidan Webster!
I think, especially the Puffer, it's pretty notorious in Scotland for being just a good event. Lots of different people on course. People who are XC whippets, people who just ride their bike for fun. And it's quite nice that there's an event where everyone can turn up and have just as much fun. It's a friendly atmosphere to be in. I mean, I think endurance racing is class. That's all I can really say. I think I've never done a 24 and I'm definitely going to do them again. I personally think the most enjoyable way to race a bike. Who doesn't want to go and ride their bike all day? What's up, guys? Back to the vlog. Don't remember and like and subscribe, please. Please. Today we're gonna be reviewing Andrew's camera bag. It's got a metal bit on it.
Is it recording?
No. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sick. I'm Aidan Webster. I love bikes. I really love bikes. I love bikes. I love bikes. I love bikes. Anakin Skywalker on Hoth. I said mountain bikes so fast. Mountain bike. Mountain bike. Mountain bike. Mountain bike. Bikes. 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 If I get annoyed, I'm gonna just roll backwards off of this thing.
Ow.
Oh yeah! That was easy, mate. Bikes!